Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 15 preview between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Patriots. This week versus the Miami Dolphins, the New England Patriots will have to take away the quick pass. We know Ryan Tannehill is the guy that wants to get the football out of his hands quickly with the flats or maybe the quick slants. So you're going to see a lot of scissors concepts coming from the Miami Dolphins, and this is how they can take it away. And your scissors concept is basically your slant out combination. So this is how you see this is going to be run by the Miami. That's the basic route combination right there. And sometimes you may have the running back check and then loop in front. So how they can communicate effectively defensively is how they can stop this play. The linebacker is going to get his drop. He's going to see the slant coming this way. His job is to close on the slant. The cornerback is going to ride this slant. He sees the crosser coming, ignore the slant, pass him off to the linebacker. You take away the quick out by the slot receiver. Same way here, the linebacker gets his drop. He sees the slant coming his way. His job is to meet this head on. Cornerback rides this slant, sees it out, take that. So that's how you communicate and pass guys off for the quick pass. You can be in great position to make a play with your underneath coverage. This middle linebacker will drop, and until he sees his back comes over and threatens his zone, he drops and closes in on the back. And you still have your two safeties deep to be in better position, to take away the quick slant if they so happen to catch the football and make one miss. You have two safeties squatting, sitting here, taking away these two quick slants. And that's how they can effectively play pass defense versus the Miami Dolphins. They have to be able to take away the quick pass. If they're not able to do this, Miami can dink and dunk their way down the field and then hit that timely play deep down the field. So it's imperative for the Patriots to take away those short options for Ryan Tannehill. This week versus the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins will have to be able to stay on the field. I'm going to show you one play they can utilize on third down that has the potential for a big play deep down the field. You see, we have Mike Wallace right here as a split versus a squatting corner. He's running the speed out. Remember, this is third and short, so everyone is thinking first down, but this is where the big play potential can happen. He's running the speed out, but he's also turning it into an out and up. Once he sees his corner squatting, he's going to turn it upfield. And what we're doing here, we're faking the weak side zone. And the reason why we're faking this zone is to hold this linebacker here. We're bringing this receiver in motion. It's essentially a two-man route. We're also going to leak this guy out in the flat again, threatening this cornerback, putting him in the bind, also putting this linebacker in the bind to get out here and cover the flat right here. And we're going to have Charles Clay in motion as well. Double tight end set. Charles Clay as the H-back to move tight end. He's coming in motion at the snap of the ball. He's going to shoot out as if he's running the speed out, but he's actually running in and snagging down. So it's a zone buster because we're giving time for this linebacker to get out of the area because we're sending the fullback out in the flat. And again, if Ryan Tannehill has the time, if he sees this corner jump this speed out, hard bite, hit the deep, the streak deep down the field to Mike Wallace. I think that's how they can generate a big play on third down, but also getting the first down. This is a third and short type of play, maybe 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1. Those are the type of plays those are the type of down and distances where this play can be effective. But again, the big play potential for Mike Wallace, getting his speed on that free safety or on that corner, being over aggressive. So I think that's how the Dolphins can have success this week versus the New England Patriots. Now here are some in-game adjustments that you want to watch out for in this ball game for the Patriots. You want to keep an eye on how often they go to their boss personnel, or what I like to call boss personnel. That's 3 tight ends on the football field at the same time. They have Humana Manui. They also have Mulligan and the newly signed DJ Williams. Tight ends give you an advantage in the running game. It also puts the defense in the bind and how they're going to match up. And on defense, you want to keep an eye on how they're going to get Ryan Tannehill to throw into a trap defense in the flat. That's one of his staples. He wants to hit that flat consistently. He wants to move the football in small increments before taking a shot deep down the field. So trapping him in the flat could be huge for this football team. And back on offense, Shane Vereen's alignment is going to be key. He's a guy that can line up in the backfield. He can line up in the slot. They even split him out wide. Wherever he's aligned, 9 times out of 10, he's going to get the football because he's a phenomenal player. So you want to keep an eye on where he's lined up pre-snap. And for the Dolphins in this ball game, you want to keep an eye on how they're going to utilize the versatility of their defensive personnel. They have some athletes on that side of the football with Vernon and also Cameron Wake and even Deion Jordan, a rookie. Finding creative ways to get all three guys on the field could lead them to victory this week versus New England. And speaking of that, you want to keep an eye on how they're going to compensate for a banged-up secondary. Guys are not out there injured. Guys are just not at 100%. And they're going to have to try to generate some pressure so that way Tom Brady doesn't have the time to find guys deep down the field. And I will say this each and every week. You can't forget that Ryan Tannehill is an outstanding athlete. Find ways to utilize his legs, and that way you're just going to open things up for your offense. Now, here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For the Patriots, obviously, you have to throw off the timing of that Dolphins passing game, which is why you want to press those receivers at the line of scrimmage. Force those guys to get off bump press before they get into their routes. And you have to remember, the game starts at 1 o'clock Eastern time. A lot of times the Patriots have started slowly on offense and on defense, and they've gotten behind in games. And if they get behind to this Miami Dolphins team, that's going to build their confidence, and they're talented enough to knock off New England. And on defense, you have to close the door on Ryan Tannehill. Don't allow him to escape the pocket. He can pick up first downs with his legs. He's a very good athlete, so they have to keep him bottled in, tackle to tackle, in order to have some success. And for the Dolphins in this ball game, they're going to have to beat the Patriots the Patriots way. That's being multiple with your formations, being creative with your offensive and defensive personnel. And as far as throwing the football on offense, working a short to intermediate passing game and allowing your playmakers to make plays after the catch. And you want to keep your talented rookie Deion Jordan on the move. Sometimes you may want to drop him back as a linebacker in coverage. Other times you may want to rush him as an edge rusher, but you have to utilize his athleticism and his talent to your effectiveness if you want to knock off the Patriots. And you have to excel on third downs on both sides of the ball. That's getting off the field on third down and keeping the chains moving on offense. If they can do that, the Dolphins will be victorious at home versus New England. The X factor for the Patriots will be their defensive interior. They're going to have to get pressure from within versus Ryan Tannehill if they want to have success. If they can't do that, not only will Miami be able to run the football, but Tannehill will have time in the pocket to find big plays deep down the field to Mike Wallace. And the X factor for the Dolphins will be their red zone offense. If they can come away with sevens every time they're in the red zone, they're going to win this ball game. And I think the magic number for Miami is 27. If they can put 27 points on the board, I think with their defense, they can knock off New England. I like the Patriots in this ball game. Bill Belichick is the master at adjustments, and that's all a rematch game is about. It's not about the personnel. It's not about the matchups. It's about what adjustments can you make from the first time that you met. And they knocked these guys off 27-17 earlier in the season. I think the Patriots defense will do a great job in slowing down that Dolphins offensive attack, forcing some 3-and-outs and getting the ball back for Tom Brady. And that offense, I like New England to take care of business on the road versus the Dolphins. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Patriot fan forums and Dolphin fan forums for always showing football game plan support.